Anything I say in this video, please do not let it scare you or deter you from going to nursing school.
Dent, motherfucking Dent, President, Dent, motherfucking Dent, President, Dent, motherfucking Dent, President, Dent, motherfucking Dent, President.
Hello Poppets, how's everybody doing today? I hope you're doing well. Here's my social media. Feel free to find me on any of those platforms and follow me. Today I'm going to talk about nursing school. I have had so many people ask me about nursing school, what to expect when you go to nursing school, and also they have asked me what it was like to teach at a nursing school. So I will address nursing school in a student perspective first. What you need to know is that it is very hard. But when I say that, I don't want to scare anyone off of it, because I mean, if I could do it, you can do it. But it is hard. Anything I say in this video, please do not let it scare you or deter you from going to nursing school. I'm just going to be 100% honest with you, which is what I would always do with students when they were coming in. We would always have an evening where incoming students would come to the school and we would talk to them, and like we would have a dinner and we would talk about what nursing school is like. Everything that I'm going to say to you is truthful, and you need to take heed, and you need to understand that even though it sounds scary as shit, you can do this. If I did it, you can do it. But it is a major shock to your system when you first go to nursing school. Your life is not going to be the same as it was when you start nursing school. Your life when you start nursing school is going to change drastically. You are not going to have the time that you have had to do things and to take care of things. And I know many of you are thinking, okay, well, I already have a busy life. Well, no, you don't. Not compared to nursing school. I would tell people that were coming in to let their friends and family members know, if you don't hear from me for periods of time, I have not forgotten about you. I love you still. It's just that I'm very busy. If you are married and you have kids, or if you're in a relationship and you are going to nursing school, those people are going to nursing school along with you, and they need to understand that. They need to understand that they have to be supportive of you. They need to understand that they are going to have to take on roles doing things that they haven't done before so that it can get done for your family, because you are going to be very busy. When you are not actually at school, you are still going to be studying when you are home. You are going to be doing work that you have to bring back to school the next morning, and it has to be done or you will be sent home, especially if it's on a day of clinical. There's a lot of preparation that goes into being able to go on the nursing unit and actually go to clinical. Nursing school is composed of classroom and it is composed of clinical, meaning that you go with your teacher and a group of your students onto a nursing floor and you perform actual nursing care. And nursing professors cannot let you onto a clinical floor to take care of a patient if you have not done the preparatory work that is required before you get there that morning, which means that you will get an assignment the day before, you got a lot of work to do, and then you got to be ready to hit the floor running when you get there the next day. There's different types of programs. I taught at a diploma school, meaning that when you leave out of that program, you simply have a diploma in nursing. Then I had to go to another school to get my associate's degree, and then I ended up going to another school to get my bachelor's degree, and then I went to another school to get my master's degree. The diploma and the associates were kind of at the same time. I just had a little bit more to do to get that. There are nursing programs where you come out with an associate's. There are also nursing programs where you come out with a bachelor's. So it's just up to you to decide which one you would want to go to. Usually on the first day of class, I would say, how many of you applied to come here? And they would like look around, because every single one of them had to apply to get there. Duh. So they would all raise their hand kind of looking at each other. I was like, okay, so you came here willingly, correct? And they're like, yeah. And I was like, okay, how many of you have a job? And again, just about every hand would go up, and I would say, how many of you knew you had that job before you got here today? And every hand would go up, and at this point, you know, they're all looking at each other like. Then I would ask, how many of you have children? And many hands would go up, and I would say, how many of you had those children when you applied to come here and when you decided that you were going to actually attend this nursing school? And they would all put their hands up. And I would say, my point is that you knew your life before you entered here. Nursing is nursing. You are in charge of other people's lives when you are giving them nursing care. You can hurt someone very easily. Something that seems very benign to you, something that seems very little to you, can make a major difference in someone else's life when they are sick in a hospital bed. So my point to you is, I never want to hear about your job, or your kid when it comes to an excuse about something that you did not get done that was required for you to do here. We cannot dumb nursing down because the majority of you who come here, this is your second or third career choice and you have a family and children. The school that I went to, which is the same school I taught at, was over 100 years old. When people first started going to that nursing school, of course it was all female, and none of them were married, none of them had children. I don't think you could have even gotten in if that was the case. But as the years progress, the world changes, okay? And I understand that. But we cannot change the basic fundamentals of nursing in order for you to come to nursing school and do what you need to do to become a registered nurse. So that's mainly what I wanted to say to anyone who's thinking of going to nursing school. It's not easy, but it's doable. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. It's hard as shit, but you can do it, but you have to be dedicated. And of course, you're gonna go through a major culture shock when you first get there, and that's normal. I remember I was a straight A, 4.0 GPA, President's List, Dean's List student when I got to nursing school, and it was such a shock to my system when I got there that I cried the first day I got home. And my mom is a nurse, and she was like, it's gonna be okay, you just gotta give it some time, you gotta get used to it. It was scary. I was used to getting straight A's, and I got a 56 on my first nursing test, because nursing tests, most of the time they're multiple choice, and most of the time every answer is right, but you have to pick the most right answer, and the way that you know that answer is based off of what you learn in the classroom. I'm not going to go all into that, but that's a lot of what I would hear from nursing students, is that, well, every single answer was right, and I would have to explain to them, yes, but which one was the most right, which one was the most important. If you were in that scenario, which is the most important, or which is the top answer? Now, as for me in teaching nursing school, it is not something I would return to. First of all, I had to be very careful about what I did in my own private time. I had to be very careful about what I said, what I did, how I acted, and I also had a hard time not becoming friends with my students. And the students either loved me or hated me, which is pretty much how it is in my life. I'm a very polarizing individual because I'm very outspoken, so people either like me or they really dislike me. So students either really liked me or they really disliked me. And I have to say that 2 or 3 of my best friends were actually students that I had in nursing school. Now, did I befriend them, hang out with them while they were in school? I tried not to. I definitely did not if they were in my class, but if they had gone on to the next level, then sometimes I would. I don't recommend that. I don't think you should do that, but I'm just being completely honest. I had a hard time not becoming friends with some of these people, but I can say with the utmost certainty, they never got any preferential treatment from me when they were my students. But as far as nursing school, it's a hard job. Being a nursing professor is difficult. I don't deal well with anyone but me telling me what I can do and say, okay? It doesn't work well for me. So nursing school, you had to conduct yourself a certain way at all times because you were a nursing professor, and that just doesn't work for me. And that's a lot of the reason why I chose to go work at the hotel as my second job right now, because I made sure during the interview they know I have a YouTube channel, they know I have tattoos, they know that, you know, I'm very outspoken, things like that, and they don't care. And I really like that about them. I don't think I could ever go back to a job where they're like, well, on your off time you have to make sure that you conduct yourself this way or that way. I can't do that. I have one life on earth. I'm gonna give you 8 to 12 hours of my time professionally, and then the rest of the time is mine. You're not gonna tell me what I can and can't say or do. So that's basically it. You know, teaching nursing really got to me after a certain amount of years because of all of the politics involved. So many meetings that would go on for 4 hours sometimes, where we were just discussing a policy and people were like literally arguing over like, should we use and or in a sentence and things like that. And I was just like, I cannot deal with this. And also, I'm gonna be straight up front because it can't come back on me now. Teaching adults can be a real fucking pain in the ass, because adults are set in their ways. They don't want you to tell them any different. Most of them want some sort of preferential treatment because they do have kids or they do have a job. And I'll be honest, the worst students I could get were people who were already in healthcare. Maybe they were already LPNs, or they were nurses' aides, or they were paramedics, or they worked as EMTs. You couldn't tell them shit. They come in and they feel like, oh, I already know everything. You're just gonna, basically we're gonna go through the motions and then you're gonna make me a nurse. And that's not how it works. It became too much for me, and I was already working the job that I'm doing now full time. So Once I got more clients in this job, I was able to give up teaching. And I gotta say, it really did help with my stress level and everything. It was not an easy job. I know looking at me, you don't think professor, but I actually have a master's degree and was a professor in a college. So that's basically all the information that I can think of today to share about nursing school, either being a student or being a teacher. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below and I'll be happy to do another video about it. I have had a lot of requests for this. I just never sat down to do it. So I hope this answered any questions. I hope you like this video. Please give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and if you have, thank you so much. Please make sure you click the little bell icon down below so it will tell you every time I put up a new video. I do videos on Tuesdays and Saturdays, and I also do a vlog on this channel on Fridays. So go out and have a great day, and if you want to go to nursing school, just be ready to work hard, but know that you can do it. I'll see you next time. Love you. Bye! When the power came on, the first thing I thought to go do was to go check on my fish, and it was bad.